This is going to be my last broadcast from here. I'm getting ready to go up the mountain, the next county, and the next town up. We don't have any truck stops or rest areas in my county whatsoever. Actually, in my county, the county below us, the county next to us, I have to go up the mountain towards, trying to think how to tell, near, oh my gosh, the name escapes me. Just give me a minute, it'll come to me. I'm stressed out at the moment. I did a real thorough, and I'll kind of go over it. I gotta be quick. I'm about to head down to my spot that I've used a couple times and hold the sign up that I'm homeless and I need help because roadside assistance came at 11:38 a.m., which is great. I was ready. I'll show y'all the inside, and I've got a couple thanks to say. I received some things from Amazon yesterday. Two of them are true blessings that will help me, one medically and physically, and the other one physically and medically as well. But it'll also help me with groceries, my box, and carrying stuff. Anyway, let me get my timeline in order. So 11:35 a.m. I'm saging as well right now. I'll show y'all my bundle. Y'all were looking out my kitchen window. This is my sage bundle. It's the standard one. These are one of the pieces I make. And I think that I'm wondering if my sage bundle and the wrappings and stuff where I had the loose sage hanging and drying, I had a comment, and I did delete it because it was erroneous, on a video that was saying on my counter that they saw illegal substances, and it referred to Mary Jane. They said 3 letters, but I can't say them on YouTube. Their video was held for review, and because they typed out the T, the H, and the C in the chat in the comment. Somebody else's got held for review. I think it was Blue Bella, something like that's her name. It was held for review because she typed out the word HE double hockey sticks. You can't do that. YouTube will hold it back. You know, they're kind of weird like that. Like, I can cover the same case as the news station, like what's going on right now with the Emmanuel Hero case. I can cover that, or the Diddy case, the Diddy trial. They can show and say everything. I cannot. Thank you for liking my voice. Anyway, 11:35 a.m., roadside assistance showed up. A couple things that I found out because I called them before they came, and I'll tell y'all that too. But when they got here, somebody had dropped and left their pull behind camper, and it blocked the ability of roadside to be able to get to the front end of my vehicle. It's already, there's a minivan I showed y'all yesterday in the live parked in front of me. Long story short, now I have to do a second call back in less than 12 hours because I have to be gone by here by the close of their business tonight. And I have to pay $35 basically, which takes half of my money off the gate. So as soon as they come, I'm getting ready to go do that at the end of the road with the sign telling everybody that I am homeless and I need help. And hopefully I come up with about $18 to $20 more because I have to buy, they'll put it in for me. I have to buy transmission fluid, and I need at least 3 quarts, and I should be able to get my reverse back. So they're going to be back out here in about an hour, hour and a half to get me on the road. My plan is to go to the county up the mountain where there's a rest area right off the highway. Stay tonight at one of the rest areas. Then there's a Walmart right 2 miles from there. So go rest area, Walmart, and I'm making a big circle. Rest area, Walmart, truck stop, other rest area, another full service truck stop, and then back to the first rest area. That way there'll be at least 4 days in between when I stay. I just have to keep gas in. So that's the thing. Elliot, no, I have taken them today. It's just I don't know if you can see outside because the clouds overhead, but we have real poor air quality here. Since Helene came through, there's a lot of forever chemicals in the air and in the water and in the soil. And this year's been really rough. If you live in this area and you have allergies and asthma, please, please be careful. Today's day 3 that we received a UV warning and been told to wear 30 SPF or higher if you're going to be outside for more than 10 minutes. It's been really different in the Appalachian areas of North Carolina since Helene came through. Let's see. So they're supposed to be back then. They also, now remember, I have a 454 Chevy Stoker engine under the hood, and I'm out of gas. And it's 30 feet from the back to the front. You feel me? They are, they give $6, not 6 gallons, $6 in gas. So I'm having to cash up them basically $45 up front before they come back this time. They're going to bring $16 in gas. I'm paying for 10 of it. And I have to pay the $35 for the second service call in under 12 hours, but I don't have an option. You know, it really sucks. But, okay. Guys, I will just totally ignore childish comments. Just remember that my live stream is marked not for children for 18 up. So I'd like to stay there. If anybody can help in the situation, my Cash App and PayPal and Venmo links are in the description. It would be greatly appreciated. But I am getting ready to go stand in the sun with a cardboard sign on the side of the highway ramp. And I know you've seen people doing that, and I don't have an option. I want to say, if you hadn't heard, 2 things. And I'm going to forget his name. Trump's ex-chief of foreign security, he was from 18 to 19, Jim something. His house was raided today, and it had to do with some kind of security files. Simultaneously in California, a missing 7-month-old boy's case, Emmanuel Hero, both of his parents were arrested on suspicion of unaliving. What has come to light, speaking of light, I'm going to relight my sage, it's almost out. What has come to light is the father's prior history with child hurting. I'm trying to think of a way to say it, Well, I heard something like a Tesla truck talking out here. Oh, it's an Armada, okay. I ain't never seen nobody have turned that wide for a car like that. Anyway, I digress. The child that's now 7 years old, that was his child, and at the end of the day, he can tell whatever story he wanted to tell. The fact is, he pled guilty to the felony charges, and he's supposed to do at least 6 years. He did 6 months in the diversion program. The mama also did. The child has been adopted. There are pictures out there on the internet. I will not be sharing those. I just don't think. I don't think that's appropriate for me personally to do. I am also a DV and SA survivor, and I'm kind of torn. I feel the mother, with the history that's been shown of black eyes, and with his previous history. Number one, though, did she know it before she laid down with him and married him and had a child with him and everything else? I don't know. Kind of fishy. But once I understand how someone that thought they would never be there can get there in that situation. Just like I thought I'd never be homeless. I thought I thought, having worked all my life and been a single mother and not lived on assistance, see, while the people are coming to use their food stamps, it's not a lifelong program. I know. My kid's father was the most wanted in my county for non-support for 11 and a half years. When he passed away, he still owed child support to my kids. When my son passed away, his father still owed him child support, back support, not current, of course. And yes, I was crying. That's why I sound this way. It's not, I don't want to blow my nose and sound gross because it's going to have to end quick because I got to get down there before it gets dark and try to see what I can come up with. I want to thank the people that sent me some stuff off my wish list right quick as well. So I will turn the camera around in a moment to show y'all that and my gorgeous face. And I want to thank you guys for caring. I want people to understand. I'm not going to go deep into it because I will get emotional. I left a post on what is formerly the community tab. I think it's now called the post tab on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. Those that don't know or have never heard of it or do have it, you're not alone. Complex PTSD is a whole different bird of PTSD. For many years, I was misdiagnosed and mistreated. Only after, when I went to grief counseling, did I feel like I've gotten properly diagnosed. I was originally diagnosed with PTSD and bipolar manic depressive disorder. And I have since been re-diagnosed, and you ever had somebody tell you what the symptoms of something are, and every single box is check, 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 and some stuff you didn't even realize until they were saying it? That's kind of how it was for me. And in the last 8 months, I rededicated my life to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And if it weren't for that, I don't think I'd still be standing here. If it wasn't for my faith, if it wasn't for gripping that mustard seed and those 3 a.m. prayer sessions where, if it makes you weak, where I cry every single night. And for people that tell me that I've changed, I have. As a mother who has lost a child now, that's a club you never want to join. And number 2, I cry every night. I don't think I'll ever stop grieving for my child. And I don't know which is worse, that sudden call in the middle of the night, or that two years slowly watching them waste away into someone that you don't know, and having to have that conversation where they tell you they're tired and they're tired of fighting and they don't want to fight anymore. Like they're asking for your approval, I don't know as a parent. I don't know which is worse. Neither one are palatable, in my opinion. And that being said, I think that's particularly why that cases like the Summer Wells case, like the Emmanuel Haro case, like the Lily and Jack in Nova Scotia case, I'm drawn to. I think that's why that there's such an emotional attachment there, and why I do feel deeply in those cases. As a mother who wanted to fight and wasn't ever ready to give up, I can't imagine doing something to willfully unalive your child or harm your child to where they would be unalived. Call me crazy, I'll answer. Um, so let me show you these the things right quick, and I'm gonna have to head on because I've got to come up with gas money to be able to get somewhere. Otherwise, at midnight tonight, there will be a rollback and a hookback out here, and they will be impounding and taking everything that I own in the world. And whatever I can grab and carry and wear is what I'll have. It's it's very triggering to that complex PTSD. It makes my thoughts scattered because I'm thinking 9 different things at once, and those childhood relationships and adult relationships that over years built that mentality, and then I have just been working and done extensive work within the last 6 months to think differently. I have to catch myself. I have to sit. I have to actively tell myself to not think that way, to not think that I'm not worth it, and I'm not deserving, and that I don't belong, and I'm not wanted. But when you put 170 some job applications in 2.5 months, and everywhere you park, you're singled out. There's people parked behind me that was there before me for months. People in front of me that was there before me for weeks. They're not being threatened. They're not being told to move. And they've had their vehicles broken into and damaged in the police reports. I've done none of that. I don't even have a piece of trash. I I know why, and I hope that it was worth it to show their true colors and their greed. At the end of the day, the reason the complaint was made to City Hall and they were made to call is greed and jealousy. You know, to be carrying a grudge for over 3 years because the city and the county and the state or whoever does the zoning and stuff decided to put two other businesses, likeness and names and mileage and arrow pointage on the sign on the side of the highway. You know how they have one that says food and gas and it'll say Citgo or Hardee's or McDonald's or whatever. They mad because they didn't get their name on that sign over food, and this place did, and the other place down the road did, and they didn't. Every day around 5 o'clock since Tuesday, they've rode through here. But you're supposed to be the best friend of my mama. Girl, get out of here. Bye. How many times did you ask if we were hungry or cold or thirsty or needed somebody to talk to? Just wondering. I guess like that part of the family that you associated with too afterwards, it's just too painful to hold a conversation. I don't know. I don't have time for the BS and drama. My drama every day is deciding where I'm going to take a shower, a poop, and a pee anymore. and what I'm gonna eat. And now it's, can I get this cranked up and get enough gas in it to survive until I get to my stress test and my MRI and start my job. Like, bruh, I'll take one step forward and 13 back. And it's like society in the world is sending me a message that I'm not wanted and I don't belong. And since I've been homeless, people look through you, they look beyond you, they don't make eye contact. Even people I know that especially if they owe you money or something, good God, they'll drive right by you and make eye contact with you quick while they're in that car and turn that head. I know y'all know what I mean. It's just frustrating. There's a lot, and I want to say this. For everybody out there that I've ever gave my time and help to, I don't regret it. I don't take it back. I can't go to hell for you, and you can't go to heaven for me. And to the young lady that I helped this past week get that restraining order, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You contacted the battered women's shelter and to help you and your son. And when he came back, you called the police. You called the authorities. You didn't drop the charges. You did not show up for court. You did all the things. It was your first and your last. And I am so proud of you. And I want you to hear that and know that. You are so strong. You are my hero. Okay, guys, I want to show you, I'm not going to say the name the person uses in chat. If they're here, I'll allow her to do that, or when she watches. I just feel that's proper. So I am just going to use her government first name. And I'll tell you, she got me for a sweet treat. It's no sodium and no fat, pretty much. The Nerds Clusters bag that was on my wish list. Thank you. I appreciate that. 2 boxes of the Goody Powders medication that works as a blood thinner that I need with the hereditary blood disorder. You guys, after I get this MRI and this stress test, my next step is to go to the oncologist group, either in Asheville, if they've opened back up, or in Maryland, to get the bone marrow testing done. I hear it's really painful and hard and difficult recovery. Don't tell me. To get the definitive diagnosis for that, I have to have it done. The only other way is when you pass away and they do it. It is hereditary. I would be the 5th generation testing positive on my mother's side of the family with it, and it's all the females. The males all get the negative. But they seem to have some form of cancer that they end up with. So I don't know if it's a trade-off, but and the women tend to have fibroids, endometriosis, and precancerous cells. That's why at 23, I had everything but my left ovary removed. I had stage 5 pap smears, and I'm a survivor there. Amen. They haven't come back, knock on wood. I had to have my bladder retacked. All that stuff, if you know, you know, that's huge. Because usually it's less than 5 years on the retacking. What was the other thing? Whew, I'm trying, you guys. I really am. Trying to not get emotional and to hold it together and get off in time to do everything. And just please pray. I'm already scared enough with the medical stuff. And having to go with no destination. And now on top of it, because of the the fee to get them to come back, which is greater, which is $35 to come back, is way less than about $2,500 to get it out of impound, you know? So I gotta look at it that way. I'm trying to be positive. Um, let's see, what was I? But with that, that's $35 less in gas I get to put in. But the good news is, here's the positive note. I double checked on the app. I have 20 cents off of the gallon at the Quality Mart, which is like 8/10 of a mile, pretty much downhill, 80% of the way there. So I'm about to walk down the street, hold up the sign, see what I can do. Try to get the 3 quarts of transmission fluid and have it here when Roadside gets here. Because my funnel is broken. It's got a hole in it and leaking, and I lose about a third of the quart every time I go to put it in. So they'll put it in for me. There's no extra charge for that. They'll do the $6 with the gas that's paid for under the roadside assistance on insurance. And I send them the 10 through the Cash App. The guy's got his Cash App. He'll call me when he's close. He'll bring $16 worth of gas. And that should be enough to crank it and me to be able to get to the gas station and put about 16 more in. Which is more than I got now, right? Right? I don't know what you're talking, Cinnamon Bear, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're weird. Anyway, I showed everybody the sage that I have burning and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, that's just a weird question. So, let me see. I told you the goodie powders. I told you the nerds. Oh, the cart. I want to show y'all the cart. So give me just a moment. And I'm going to show it to you because it actually folds out and everything. It's very nice. It's a camping wagon, I guess is what you would call it. I'm getting a tissue. That's what I call it anyway. And it will hold the box. I can use it for groceries and ice and not have to lift stuff, you know. Okay, Cinnamon Bear, yeah. Okay, where am I lighting it at? I know that's not true. Because there's nobody here but me. That's not possible. Oh. But what I did just like was the sage that I showed on camera. You want to see it again? It smells so nice in here too now. I had the windows open and just trying. Sage promotes healing, cleansing, new beginnings, and calming. And that was the idea. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to turn the camera around. Okay. Here's the sage. Oh, and I just dropped ash on the counter I just cleaned. Okay. This, Miss Teresa, thank you for the nerds and for the goodie powders. And this, it folds up, you guys, like this. And you just open it. And boom, it's together. And to fold it up when you got it empty, you just come right here. I don't know if I can do it up in the air, but you literally just pull it like this, and it accordion folds right back into the smallness. There we go. Into the smallness and your handles. And this handle does just pop off with the removal of these pins, and you can put it down in here, and You can actually sit it down and pull it by that handle, fold it up, or those handles, and still roll it and not have to carry it. So I just wanted to tell Miss Teresa, thank you. This is a lifesaver. Um, all right, guys. As I said, I am about to head down the street real quick and back. Let me see. Getting my little backpack with my sign and my wallet. See? Alright, guys. I love y'all. I probably won't tell you where exactly I'm at. Maybe the city and town. If that, county or something. But I will either make a post, do a live stream, or upload a video when I get to my destination. And I just want to say, everybody, thank you. And I appreciate, let's see. Thank you, that girl. That girl, if you guys remember, there's someone that was around me when I first pulled up here that you guys warned me against. They were present for that one live stream. That's who it is. And they kind of tell on themselves, but they're not here. I know they're not here, but they're trying to act like they are. They probably down the street. So I'll make sure that I have the electricity and the taser, since you don't like those things. Yeah, I can't get angry at someone, but I will say this. You had a job that I would give my eye tooth for, and you pissed it away. You can't be mad at nobody but yourself, baby girl. I love y'all. I will let everybody know what's going on. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for letting me coin that saying if you're listening tonight.